Hey everybody, this is Javi, and you are watching the Bowtie Psychic here on YouTube. I am a psychic and intuitive medium who focuses on um, divination and storytelling to help people overcome generational trauma. And so, what I am doing for this video is doing readings for Aries, and the focus is on love. So, if this resonates with you in any way, shape, or form after you watch the video, by all means, subscribe to the channel, the Bowtie Sidekick YouTube channel, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I also have a website for those who would like to have a more in-depth reading. Go to thebowtiepsychic.com and book a reading, and so we can get started. So when I was tapping into the energy of Aries, I just felt a lot of action-oriented energy, of course, because when it comes to Aries, you want you're just about action. You whomever you're with, it seems like their actions have to speak louder than their words. When it comes to your partner, when it comes to whomever you are wishing to be with, it is definitely with you of fireworks, action, uh, just all kinds of energy, just a lot of passionate energy. By the end of the day, though, if that person cannot keep up with you, or they're not willing to put up with your stuff, you just have the tendency to get angry, or you get very upset, or very annoyed very easily, and you end up not even wanting to be with that person in the long run. That's exactly what I'm getting, for Aries. When it comes to romantic love, you're a very good friend. You are very loyal to your friends. If anybody fucks with your friends, then you're pretty much the type of person who will just go off on somebody, not even a problem. But and you're the same way when it comes to relationships, but you have the tendency to burn out. If that person, if you or that person, for whatever reason, don't jive with them, like the passion is there and it fizzles out. It's as if you get bored very easily, or you get frustrated with that person very easily. And you just have the tendency, like, it takes a lot of work for you to stay in a relationship. That person has to be, able to keep up with you in some way, shape, or form, or to put up with a lot of what you are putting out, Aries. And so, um, the person that you are, that's another thing too. A lot of Aries, because they're so action oriented, they sometimes don't think about other people and how they feel. And so, be aware of someone is to like put out and let your fire. Sometimes not to put it out to the point where it's dominating you, but when it comes to um, basically showing you that it takes work. It takes work to be in a relationship. I'm getting a lot of earth cards, earth and water cards. Um, Pisces is I'm getting for Pisces. They're a little bit too sensitive and wishy-washy for you, and you will get frustrated with them very easily. So it just seems to me like it seems to me that they are the ones. Um, I'm just getting a lot of water energy and earth energy from here. Almost every card I have has water to a certain extent. So you're basically being told to just settle down, and I definitely see like a earth sign or water sign being with you. Um, Either a Pisces or a Taurus, just simply because I'm also getting Virgo too. Virgo, any sort of earth sign. Virgo is another person that would be like, they're just like you as far as being action oriented, but they have no problem, putting in the big garbage on you when it comes to your ego and you getting an attitude with somebody, because today, like, not a lot of people have the patience for an Aries, especially someone with a dominant male energy. So just be aware, and this is basically for anybody who was born under the Aries sign, and it doesn't matter where they fall, sun sign, moon sign, ascendant sign. Um, I'm sorry, yeah, in Venus. So. It does not surprise me at all because it is Mars in Aries right now, and so what's happening is that there's um, a lot of a lot of action oriented energy, a lot of leadership energy that's going out. You're basically being pushed into feeling yourself. You know what I mean? Feeling yourself in not denying your own power. And so the cards that I have right here, when it comes to your love life, is reflections. So reflection is what you contemplate is can actualize. And what I got for this card straight out to find out is that this is a time for you to reflect on what type of person you are meant to be with. And so it's time for you to also reflect on how you treat people when you are in a relationship. When you are with somebody, are you why do you get bored so easily? What makes you like feel very passionate about that person 1 minute, and then when stuff gets hard or when things get real, you have the tendency to back away. And so there, ask yourself why you're willing to do that, why you're not able to, for the most part, give a relationship a chance, um, unless it's on your terms in some way, shape, or form, or they can handle your anger, they can handle your temperament. Why does it have to be that way? Is I guess is what the question is. And so the reflection card is to basically say like, look, let's talk about your energy. Let's talk about your toxicity. Let's talk about how you treat people. Let's talk about what you're looking for in a relationship to begin with. It's time for you to start reflecting on your own stuff because Pluto is also in retrograde right now. It's going to be in retrograde, if I'm not mistaken, until November. So this is also the time for you, Aries, to actually use that energy to basically start looking at your toxicity, your toxic behavior, and what hinders you when it comes to being in a healthy relationship. Um, because in order for you to move forward with somebody, in order for you to move on with someone, you are to basically start looking at your own stuff, looking at your own shadows, looking at your own addictions if you have any, or look at you know what basically what's going on as far as your energy and what prevents you from having a relationship, um, a long-term relationship that is not um, that basically like when it comes to your relationship, what makes it not work, what prevents you from having a long-term relationship that works. And so the adrift card here is letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. I keep seeing go with the flow in a relationship, um, and not push so many things. Like don't like you plan. I don't get that. Aries plans things. You're basically a very action oriented person, and you plan now and ask questions later. But what I'm getting is that in the meantime, when it comes to the relationship, just let things go. Just see where it goes. Don't get so passionate and then have some sort of idea or expectation in your mind as to how this relationship is going to be. Um, don't expect that person to be able to handle everything at once. Don't expect that person, whomever you're with, to understand where you're going through, understand why you're mad, understand all the stuff that you're going through. Don't expect them to basically open up to you right away or to support you right away. Like, don't expect so much from a person within a short period of time, and you're being asked to allow that person to be who they are and allow things to happen as they're supposed to. Um, because not everybody thinks the way you do, Aries, and not everybody acts the way you do. And so I just feel like when people are not able to keep up with you, just like it causes a bit of anxiety. I notice. Like I'm getting like some stuff in my solar plexus, And also, what I'm getting is like, don't try to control the narrative. Don't control the narrative, and don't try to control that person. Because even though you're an action-oriented person, you always worry about the outcome. What is this going to look like? Um, what is this going to look like? Am I going to win? And it's just like it's like a race. You see everything, almost everything is a race, and you see yourself as a person always winning something. And so what this card is saying is that don't worry about the long term stuff. Don't worry about winning. Don't worry about any of it. Okay, um, and just be with the person. Just date the person. You know, and if it goes any further than that, it's okay. It's okay to make yourself vulnerable to the point where you're able to enjoy the person's company. They're able to enjoy yours. Because what ends up happening is that you always go, you always run, and you like you. It's about okay, who's winning this? Who's winning this? As if, how can I control this narrative? How can I control this? And so I'm just getting Aries. It's just not worth it. And just let that person be who they are. Now, I'm also getting too about divine sexuality here. This is the card I received for you as well. Divine the sexuality, making love erotica. And so what ends up happening is that you're Aries, you're known for your passion. You're known for your love of making love, I'm getting all these notifications all of a sudden about sex. You're known for like all this energy is just popping up as far as like divine energy and sexual energy. And so this card is basically telling you, yes, there's nothing wrong with that, but also learn how to slow down. Slow down. Not everybody wants to jump into bed with you. Not everybody is ready for that next level. It's not everybody can do things at your speed. So just be aware that if anyone is reluctant, to be with you like that, it's not you. It's not you at all. Uh, I feel like Aries, even though they're like a very very fiery, a very energetic sign, I also get that a lot of the people when they don't win the conquest, get extremely upset. Like that's what I'm getting for like you become disappointed. It's not like you're like in the bed crying or like anything. You're not acting like a cancer or anything like that. But what I am getting is that it's a disappointment, like you lost something, like you lost a competition that you have in your own mind. And so, and that it is no different when it comes to love. There's no different when it comes to sex and intimacy. Because and let's be honest, those are two different things. Intimacy and sex are totally two different things. It has nothing to do um, with how that person feels about you. It has nothing to do with um, as far as that person may not wanting to slow down. It has nothing to do with your attractiveness. It has nothing to do with um, you as a person. But when you start to become pushy or anything like that, that can scare a person. So you're just being told through that card, through as far as the divine sensuality card, Aries, you are to slow down and to see where that person is. Consent is something that is to be talked about in your relationships as well. I'm not saying that you are just out here um, pushing yourself on people, but when you're making someone very uncomfortable because of the way you're pursuing them, please take that into consideration. That's why the reflection card came up, because if this happened more than once to where you're being pushy or you're chasing somebody a little bit too hard, um, then it's time for you to scale back because not everything that person is not a prize. That person is not. part of some sort of competition. That person is a human being. If they don't want to be with you, do not take that personal. And that's why when it comes to like divine sensuality or being intimate with somebody, make sure that that is what they want, and they're not afraid of you or they're not freaked out by your energy because it's loud. Um, the Aries energy is very loud and is very aggressive at times. And the reason why it is because you do see everything as a competition. And so that's why um, your Aries is basically like is the god of war. You know what I mean? War is about conquest. War is about winning. In the minds of many soldiers and many warriors, that you have a warrior energy when it comes to anything. That's why like sports are a huge thing for you. Anything that for a lot of people, a lot of areas that are into any sort of physical activity, you always have to be the best at everything. And so there's no different when it comes to relationships, and you're being asked for your sake and the sake of anyone that you are dating to slow down and make sure you have that conversation as far as what people are looking for, what you're looking for, what they're looking for in a relationship. Because when you don't and something goes off, that's a whole other conversation that you're going to be discussing. So you do not want to like your best the last thing that you would like to deal with is being me too, or being a me too story. It's because you decide, or someone's me too story, because you pretty much decided to act a fool. So just be aware of that, okay? So what you got here is Atlantis, rapid development, excellence, and success. Like I said before, you are very much about winning. Um, You're about success. You're about succeeding in the dating world. And so this is why it's so very important to slow down, so very important to recognize what you are looking for. So in the long run, when you are doing your work and when you are doing your spiritual work, Aries, um, this is about you succeeding as far as overcoming anything, any obstacle that prevents you from finding the person that you are willing to be with, and the person you are looking for. How about that? Not one. Cancel the one. But basically, when it comes to love and things of that nature, you're looking in the long term as well. Even though everything is like fast and on the go, deep down you are looking for someone who will be in a long-term relationship with you. And so even though you will succeed in getting a long-term relationship, you will only succeed when you start looking at your own toxicity and when you start looking at your own stuff, as far as your own trauma rather, as far um, as your behavior towards the opposite sex, or your partner rather, um, how you interact with women, or how you interact with men, or a gender neutral partner, um, how you how you are, how you even talk to that other person. You have to think about all that stuff. You are to basically like look at yourself and look at what and basically like look at your past behaviors. Look at all of your past behaviors. Look at all of your past um, your past interactions with people. Examine that. Examine that as much as you possibly can, because when you do, that's when you start to see, okay, there's a pattern here, and there's something that um, is to be changed. Then go ahead and do that. Go work towards changing your behaviors. You when you interact with people, begin doing that, and then once you start doing that, everything will come into full circle. Now, I know that for the cards I was looking at, or showing you rather, That's for the Oracle deck. I have the um, Oracle of the Mermaid deck, but now I was switching it um, to where ooh, I'm using tarot cards now. I'm using the Dreams of Gaia deck. And what I got from this Australia final is the seven of fire. She's upside down. So basically, what this card is saying is that you are to be aware. Hmm. Please, please, especially at this time when it comes to love, be aware of your own power. Be aware of what you be aware of, just be aware of your own behavior. Be aware of your own power, of the situation. Be aware of what you are doing when it comes to interacting with other people. Yeah, I'm definitely getting this. This is usually it feels right side up. Because I really am thinking like, what is this card really saying when it comes to Aries in love? If it were right side up, this woman would be knowing her own power, knowing her own strength, knowing her own spiritual strength. But with this card upside down, is basically saying that know your own power, know your own strength, know that Aries, know that when it comes to love, not to take anything personal if you are to reveal. If thank you, Spirit, if you are rejecting, because rejection is going to happen. Rejection is going to happen. It has nothing to do with you or your situation. You're not to take it personal if this person does not want to or does not have a desire to be with you in any way, shape, or form. Don't let your fire die out because of any sort of rejection that you may be going through. Because the dating world is hard, Aries. The dating world is very hard. And so when you have put yourself in a situation where you're very vulnerable and that person does not respect that in any way, shape, or form or doesn't respond to that, please know that this is not the end of the world. This is not the end of the world. I'm just seeing, I'm just feeling from this card a lot of defeat. Um, and that's the energy that, or that's the card that's giving off that energy of defeat. So basically, what I think is that a lot of Aries, or when it comes to the dating world and going through that situation, so, you won't be able to take rejection, very lightly. You really are going to be disappointed in yourself. You're going to be a lot of disappointed in the situation. You're going to be asking yourself what you did wrong. You're going to be asking yourself, I'm just getting a lot of rejection, a lot of feelings of defeat. And so what I'm getting from that is that you have to be aware of your own feelings. Don't bottle that up and basically start talking about it. To be honest with you, I'm getting this when I'm reading this. I'm just feeling a lot of Aries male and male-bodied individuals. That's what I'm just getting a lot of masculine energy. I am not getting any of masculine energy at all. So basically, what I'm getting is that this whole spread is probably for Aries men or male body individuals. Because I'm just feeling a lot of y'all walking around feeling as if, you know, you feel very defeated, but you do not want to be in the position or put yourself in the position of of feeling as if you're owed something. Don't do that. Don't feel that, because you've been in the dating world for 5 years. You know that somehow you're owed something, um, or something of that nature. So what I'm getting too is the wisdom card. I'm just getting use wisdom, use wisdom, and this is actually the hermit card. So use wisdom. If you need to step away from the the dating world for a minute and be by yourself and recoup, then by all means go ahead because you're going to face a lot of rejection. You're going to face a lot of rejection, and so as a result, like you're being asked to ground and recoup, which is why this card is green and why this is an earth energy card. Is basically saying that look, if you're feeling some sort of way about not being chosen by somebody, or you've been on dating sites to the point where you are not finding what you're looking for, or you thought you were finding what you were looking for, or who you were looking for, and they are not, seeing eye to eye when it comes to you being in a relationship with them, and you find yourself feeling some sort of way, or you're getting frustrated, let it go. Just let it go. You're being asked to let it go. You're being asked to let it go. It makes no sense for you to just go off on somebody or go off on somebody you're with, regardless of their sexual orientation or their gender, because you're not getting yours. It doesn't make any sense. And so I'm just getting from this, just basically just continue to check yourself and to check your ego, so you're not doing anything that will get you into trouble, Aries. And so what I'm getting to is a desire card. You have this strong desire, um, to be with someone um, who is just as passionate as you are, that you can spend the rest of your life with. Because a lot of you at this point, I'm thinking because of a lot of energy, a lot of you are not thinking about, just being with somebody and not, or being in a one night stand or whatnot. Some of you really are looking for a steady relationship. So you have that desire to be with somebody, that desire to, share your life with somebody. But it's not okay for you to rush into anything. In fact, this is why this card came up, because when you're by yourself and and you're giving yourself a break, it's, yeah, when you're giving yourself a break, excuse me, from dating, or you're giving yourself a break, to enough of a break to reflect on what type of person you are looking for, or willing to attract. Um, that's when you start to see yourself like, look, you start to think about your desires. You start to think about the type of partner you are looking for. You start to think about what type of situation you want to see yourself in, especially when it comes to being with a whole nother person. So that's what you're just reflecting. You're doing a lot of reflecting, and you're doing a lot of contemplation as far as the type of energy you would like to have in your life. So there's a lot of like a lot of energy too, as far as, okay, whew, so would you like someone? This is your passion right here. Who's your would you like to be with another? I'm thinking right here, like this is the different signs. So would you like to be with another Aries, or with another fire sign? Would you like to be with another person who can ground you and see the best in you? Would you like to see an air sign? Someone who can intellectually stimulate you. Like, what exactly are you looking for? What exactly, like, are you, when you're going out in these situations that you're, putting yourself, um, like, what exactly, are you looking for? Because a lot of people go into these situations. In fact, you're one of them, Aries. You go into the situation without thinking straight. You're just going full steam ahead. And there are many times when you have gotten yourself into a situation you're not ready for, because you did not take the time to ask yourself, what exactly in a partner are you looking for? Um, and so that's why you're being asked at this time, and to be honest with yourself when it comes to love, when it comes to your partnerships. Be honest with yourself. Be integral. Are you with that person because they really do add to your life, or are you with that person because it feels good and is passionate at the moment? Are you with that person because you don't want to be by yourself, or is this person really is this person that you are pursuing or dating or wishing to date? Are they going to add to your life? Even if you're like looking, uh, be honest with yourself. Don't put something on your if you're like one of these folks who are on a bunch of dating sites and you're portraying yourself as one thing and you're actually another. This is a time for you to start asking yourself what's going on because your integrity is very important. Integrity is very important, especially when it comes to relationships. Integrity is very important when it comes to a lifelong partner. And so when you are one thing, you know, and if it turns out to be something completely different, that's a problem. And so you're being asked by spirit to basically also be yourself. Be yourself. If you get bored with things very easily, if you rather have a certain type of person in your life, say so when you're out there. Say so when you're putting yourself out there. Just say it. Otherwise, your relationship is going to fall apart. For real, like I'm just getting that. Um, when it comes to love, it's about basically if you're a sensual person, if you're if you're all this stuff, whatever you're doing, be honest about it. Because this person will find out sooner or later, and then the relationship is going to be over with. So you might as well just say what you need to do. So basically, the last card you got is a perception card. Okay. Again, when it comes to your the integrity card talks about your personality, your spirit, right? Who you are on a spiritual level. This is who you are on an intellectual level. Your perception of what a person is and who you are as a person. If you, if need be, you are to examine them. What is your perception of dating? What is your perception of a love life? What is your perception of love? What is your perception? What does it look like to you? That's why it's so like seriously. That's why you're being asked to be honest with yourself. Because when you're honest with yourself, when you're honest with yourself, when you're grounded enough, to be honest with yourself about who you are, what you're doing, and what you're looking for, you can start asking those questions when it comes to love and long-term relationships. Um, what that looks like to you, what it looks like to you, for real. Because chances are, when you have those type of conversations with yourself, you start to really understand and start to realize. I'm just getting like the reflection card, like basically the perception. Once you start thinking about your perception of love, that's when you start to reflect. Or it could be it's the other way around. It's the other way around. So basically, you're based with those two cards, the perception card and the reflections card. You're just pretty much being asked to um, determine what love is to you, what type of love life you would like to have, um, what type of partner you would like to have, what type of partner you would like to be. Because especially when it comes to you doing stuff in the long term, because having a person in your life and bringing another person into your space is huge. Is a huge thing. Okay, and so you are to make sure that that person matches your energy in some way or complements your energy in some shape or form. You're being asked to determine what kind of love and what type of relationship you are looking for. You're being asked uh, to slow down and to not jump into anything so quickly. or to determine or to expect um, certain behaviors from who you're dating so quickly. Because when you're looking for something long term, Aries, you're definitely being asked to. You're. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and so you're literally being asked to slow down and to determine what type of relationship you're looking for. You're also, if you are dating, to take your time with that person, to go with the flow, to not push into, don't push that person or people. If you're in a polyamorous relationship, don't push anyone into doing something they are not comfortable doing, or pursue them to the point where they become so uncomfortable that they don't want to see you anymore. So that is something to think about. But that's all I have for Aries. If you resonate with that in any way, shape, or form, by all means, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment. Also, if you would like a more in-depth reading, you can ask for one or request one at thebowtiepsychic.com. If you want to follow me in any way, shape, or form, you can. I always do this. You can go on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can follow me there. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm always on Instagram. So anyway, thank you so much um, for everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. And again, if you resonated with it, let me know. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.